Okay, it's 2003, first week of 2003. As God told me, I would lose the restaurant and I would have to go do something else for him, like in this place where he called it like hell a little bit, like deprecation, deceit, lying, all kinds of bad stuff, you know, like hell. But I ain't ready for this right now. I've only lost the restaurant the last 4 or 5 days, and I'm going through a depression. Now I'm also in financial debt too, because I still owe 2 months' rent, and where I had the restaurant, the rent was very, very expensive, and a whole bunch of other bills that my partner didn't pay for. So I don't want to say how much I'm in debt, but I'm in debt. So I'm going through a depression as well. And the girl I was dating at the restaurant left me as well. You lose the restaurant, you lose the girl, you know. And it was my lifelong dream to have my own business in my restaurant. Sometimes things just don't work out. But anyway, I gotta do this for God. But I asked for some time, like the angels. I said, listen, I'm in no shape to do anything at this particular time in my life. And the angels asked me, how much time do I need? I said, I don't know. But I just have to get better. I have to get out of this depression and start to feel good about myself. So, right now, I'm still living with my mom and dad. And we have this really big house. There's like 8 bedrooms on the top floor, about 10 bedrooms on the second floor. There's a guest room, there's a hall for people, there's a 10-car garage, there's upstairs parking, downstairs parking, there's all kinds of room. But my mom and dad were worried about me. So they put me on the one side of the house where I have a living room, a dining room, and a bathroom and a bedroom. Oh, no dining room, sorry. It was the living room and would be the dining room as well. And my parents were on the other side because they were worried that I might do something to myself. I would never hurt myself, no matter what. I would never cut myself. I would never do any damage to myself. But the damage that sometimes happens to me is when I feel down and I feel non-existent. Like I don't want to be here. But I know that I have no choice, that I have to be here because you can't take your own life. At this particular time, I put salt on each corners of the room, and anything that could get outside, like a window, I would put salt on a ball on each corner. And then I would put silver, and then I have holy water from the priest from before, which I keep, and I put a little bit of that everywhere that I can escape in when I go to my dreaming. Because when I dream, I can go to, astral planing. And I know I'm going to do this when I'm feeling down, like when I'm feeling depressed. So I want to make sure I don't leave this room so I don't hurt anybody. So, about a month has gone by approximately, maybe longer, I don't know for sure. Sleeping, and then I hear bang, 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 things smashing and falling and stuff like that. My mom comes in, my dad's there. He's like, what happened? What happened? I says, I don't know, I was sleeping, and all of a sudden all this stuff started falling from the sky. Like, it wasn't from the sky, but it just wasn't good. That's what I told mom and dad, and I said, I didn't do it. I didn't smash nothing, I didn't break nothing, I was just sleeping. So then there was one incident where I was sleeping, and mom came in to give me the only thing I was eating at that time was bread and water. I was drinking water and eating bread. That's it. Those are the only 2 items I was having. And my bread had to be different. It had to be just salt, water, a little bit of yeast, not even, because I would use pre-rolled dough. And it was pretty basic bread. There was not much to it. A lot of diabetics like it because there's no sugar in it at all. Well, there's a tiny, tiny bit. But anyway, mom comes in and she sees everything floating about a foot above where they were sitting. Like a lamp would be on an end table, it would be floating about a foot. My plates that, I have on the table where you eat watching TV or whatever, they'd all be floating a little bit. And other things would be floating. And I was about a foot off of the couch, because when I was watching TV, I'd fall asleep on the couch. But anyway, that's telekinesis. I did not know I had this ability. And the only time I have this ability is when I'm sleeping. But anyway, my mom makes a little noise, wakes me up, and then everything falls. And then my dad one time came in with my mom, because my mom wanted to see it, and he saw it. And then we all discussed how to stop this from happening, because come on, we can't afford to having all these things smashed all the time. It'd be ridiculous. So we're about maybe 40 or 45 days into my depression, approximately. And the angels are harping on me saying, listen, we need you to get to this place where God wants you to go. And I said, yeah, I'll do it, I'll do it. And it's around Valentine's. And, it's even sadder at that time, because now I'm single, I got no business, I got no restaurant. And so I'm trying my best to get out of this depression, but it's very difficult. So Mom comes in with a bottle of wine. And she goes, you gotta drink. You gotta pollute your body. That's the only way you can stop this stuff from floating in the air and moving shit around. So I took my first glass of wine about 45 days, 50 days after my depression started. I started to feel better. And then I went out after a little bit, another week, drinking a little bit of wine every day. And the stuff stopped floating around. Telekinesis went away, and I started to feel better, a little bit better, and a little bit better, and a little bit better. Every day was a little better, and I finally was able to get out of my situation. It was a lot due to my mom and dad. They said that they would help me with my finances, because I was in debt ridiculously. The year was 2003, and I was in debt about $80,000, which right now is 2024. The 27th of October, Halloween's coming up, and I knew that it would be almost impossible to maintain the debt that I had and live a half-decent life, because $80,000 back then would be like right now $800,000 approximately. I would figure, due to inflation cost, that was 21 years ago. Maybe $500,000, but still, that's a lot of money to be in debt. But my parents are going to help me. And the next story will be the one where I go to the destination that God wants me to go to, and start doing what I'm supposed to do with all these other things and people and stuff like that. Yep. Well, I got through it. And there's no way I was going to take medication under the conditions I was involved with my depression at that time. Because I already was in the psych ward, and I know exactly what they were going to do to me if I went back there. So I had to get this through on my own. Anyway, talk to you later. It's Birdy. Bye.